This episode was proudly brought to you by Health Impact. Bad health can break a company, good health can build it. That's why at Health Impact, they are SA's leading company wellness solution provider.
Okay, how you doing?
You very good, very good. So excited to be
Very
here.
chilled.
How are you finding South Africa so far?
Amazing, so far so good. The people have been very nice. I love the weather, the food,
Fantastic,
and
yeah.
so for me, it's always a pleasure to be in South Africa.
Surely you're getting a news of buzz of transfers and everything.
Of course,
Let's see if you can break it down to our viewers. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kickoff Culture, podcasting, develop a game. My name is Clement Scott, and of course, I'm never alone. I'm with the black at the berry, the sweet of the juice, Silas Maput on my right.
Oh, I know we are cooking, eh? We're cooking. Thank you for the intro. I'm very excited about today's set. We have a legend, not just a legend, not one of the best in Africa, in my view. I guess you'll introduce him, and then we'll unpack it. I can't wait for this episode just to come out and just to learn more about our guest.
He's just not a person, a football journalist, leading expert in Africa, the best football journalist in Africa, our very own Fabrizio Romano. I feel like Fabrizio Romano looks up to him now. Yeah? I mean, I think I told my friend about you, but today he's like, I didn't tell you about Micky JNR, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kickoff Culture. It's a pleasant surprise, pleasant pleasure to help you, man.
Thank you. Good to have you on the show. Good to have you on the show.
So, Micky, tell us more about you. I mean, where are you from? I think you're from Ghana.
Yeah.
What are you doing in South Africa? What's the football affairs of South Africa bringing you about?
Yeah, so like you rightly said, I'm from Ghana.
Sure.
Even though I have some Portuguese and Cape Verde roots, but originally I'm a Ghanaian. Also, you said it all, the introduction. So, leading African football journalist.
Sure.
I travel around in Africa for African football games. I love to tell people about our football here in Africa. Many people only focus in Europe, and I feel that if we don't do it as Africans, nobody comes to do it for us. So that's my aim. Make sure that I cover a lot of countries in Africa, see the big games, the derbies, the important games, the fixtures. So whenever new season is going to start, I'm always looking forward to the calendar. I want to see, the big games, then I can plan or schedule my travels. So coming to South Africa, I came, to see the Soweto Derby. I've never watched. I read it when I was a kid.
Sure.
I've seen the highlights on YouTube, but I decided that, okay, this time around is a perfect chance for me to make sure that I come to see it. So I'm excited to be here.
And of course, you got a soft spot for Kaizer Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
So just not to push you on the spot. Tell me, what does it take? Like, how did you get about just to being like the leading expert in the football affairs of the whole continent? I mean, I've been following you, I think, for like 2 years now, and probably you started way back. And if we look at a lot of information that you post out, it's mostly accurate. So how does it, like, do you get agents on calls? Do you talk to coaches? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, like you rightly said, I think it started somewhere like a little over 3 years ago. I think it has to be the credibility and the trust and confidence that people have in me. Because, I can just say I'm connected. I have the contacts. I have even if I don't get the person that I want, I can, through somebody, just get whoever I want. So for me, I just think I'm connected, and I'm just able to, get the information that I want on time.
Okay, so where did it all begin? I mean, were you just sitting at home and you were saying, okay, this is how I'm going to start to be the best journalist in Africa? Was it always a plan that you had, or did it just wake up and you just woke up and you said, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I played football a lot. I remember my days, people called me Shevchenko.
Were you that good?
Very good, very good.
Better than him?
I'm sure.
This was one of the best left backs in South Africa. They all say that.
So, yeah, I was playing for my school team. Even when I was in college, I was playing, but my grandma didn't want me to. She said, no, you have to focus on studies, and that's how come, I couldn't, proceed to the highest level. But I was very good, to be very honest. I was the captain of my team. When we are going to play and I'm not around, they cannot start the game without me. I have to be there. So, I mean, even in school, I said, no, I still have to be, connected to football.
Okay.
And so I started reporting for my school team. I remembered when we go for entire school games, I will create pages on Facebook and because not everybody from the school will go for the games. So we travel to, let's say, like we are in Joburg, we can go to.
Was this in Ghana?
Yes, in Ghana. Okay. So we go to like a different part of the country for the games. So those who are not able to go, I just create pages for them and I update them. Maybe our school won 4-0, we scored this, who's going to start the game. So I think everything started from there until after school. Then I said, now I can still focus more on this because I saw that my writing skills were very good. Okay. I'm just so, eloquent and all that. So I think it started from there.
Oh, okay. No, interesting story.
Yeah.
And then your dream obviously was to play for the Black Stars.
Yeah, of course. I mean, everybody, you'll be so passionate to represent your national team.
Obviously, yeah.
And if the opportunity was there, I would have really grabbed it. But sometimes, things happen in many ways.
Exactly.
That was the plan, but it didn't happen. But I'm just happy that I'm still connected and still part of football.
I see they didn't qualify for the AFCON. What's the reaction like in Ghana? I mean, you had such a quality team, your Solomon Buntaris, your Stephen Pierce. I mean, at that time.
Andre Ayew still playing even now. Jordan is still playing at the highest level too.
Why is it like such a big country? Like,
I mean, it was a terrible news for Ghanaians to take. Not even only Ghanaians, but people who love football in Africa. Then they love the Black Stars. There were times that Ghana was representing the whole continent. I'm sure if you remember here in 2010 when we were here for the World Cup, we were at some point, representing or playing for the entire Africa continent.
That's true.
And so it's a big blow that, a nation, like you mentioned, look at all the stars that we have. Mohamed Kudus is there. We have Thomas Partey, Andre Ayew, Jordan Ayew, Ernest Nuama, all these big players. And we still can't qualify for an AFCON. It's a big blow. And I think that the problem starts from the top. I am looking at more than the players on the pitch.
Okay.
Because if they see that your home is not good, they cannot give or deliver much on the pitch.
True.
And so that's where the problem started. But we hope that in the next 5 years, 10 years, they can come back stronger again.
Just your take on that. Do you think that that's a problem throughout the country? Are we having a bad management? Are we having a bad federation of footballs across the African continent? Why is it the case? I mean, like you look at Europe, you look at the States now, they're just trying to get to a standard where the Europeans are. Why can't we try to do that? Or just do something of our own, what we're known for, and just be united?
Yeah, I think that, like you said, many problems in Africa start from the federation. And my country, for example, Ghana, I started from there because, way back we used to have transition where we have under 17. We get these players from inter-schools, community games. We're having trained coaches who, that is their job. You don't find them on the club level or national team level, but we send them as scouts to go around and look at games in communities and then, in schools. And that's how come even that we find the likes of Asamoah. We just saw him playing in inter-colleges in the school. And now look at him, he's a legend, And so I think that we stopped doing all these things. If you remember when we came to South Africa for the World Cup, we came with a squad, almost like 90% of the squad that won the 2009 Under-20 World Cup in Egypt, Ghana versus Brazil in the final. And we brought those guys here because we're having a proper transition from the 17 to the 20 to the 23 to the Olympic teams, and we bring them to the main. But now it's not the case anymore. We hear of a player playing in Manchester or playing in Spain. Oh, the parents are from Ghana. Let's go bring him. And when they come, because they are not from here, they don't know. African game is different,
Okay, yeah.
There's a similar case to that of Inaki Williams, plays for Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah.
Look at him when he's in Spain. Look at how he plays. But when he comes for the national team for Ghana, he's not able to deliver. Exactly. So I think that, yes, the problem is there. It started many countries in Africa. It's always like that. And that's the one thing South Africa is doing right that I'm so, I really appreciate. They keep the best of their players, even though they play in the league here. They keep most of them. And then you see when they play together for so long, they know each other. They know, okay, when this player moves this way, I know how to place the pass. But we are not seeing that in Ghana, and it's a big blow for us.
Yeah.
I mean, Africa is the biggest transfer. So to just transfer players to Europe and all that, and just separate them. What do you think? Do you think our players are not getting paid enough in their leagues, or what's the problem?
Yeah, I mean, most of them, because in Africa the clubs don't really make a lot of money. Mostly you make from the sales, like tickets, people coming to watch games. And here in Africa, we don't really sell a lot of jerseys, like, products. Like, when you go to Manchester, you go to England,
The
you can go,
revenue
exactly, you can go to
compared, yeah.
the club's museum, go shop, go buy this and that. But in Africa, we don't do a lot of these things. And that's how come most of the clubs, they don't have money. And so a player plays at least the first round, he scored 10 goals, 15 goals. An offer comes from, just name the country there where he can make like $5,000. He has to leave because he's not getting that at his club in the local league. So that's how it has been. And
I think, in my opinion, I think there's just too many politics in African football.
Number one,
you might get a sponsor, it might give you this much, then you just take the whole portion to yourself, and you give nothing to the community, give nothing to the players, and I think that's going to be a big degrade.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's rightly so. I mean, politics, and that's one thing that for me, I don't like being interfered with football. But our leaders are, in African football, our African leaders, generally, they love stuff like that. But I think that
we know.
Exactly.
The fleshy life, the lifestyle.
It's having a big...
Don't you think Motsepe, the president now, don't you think that he's doing a great job? He's trying to change everything in regards to that, also the financial aspect, the packages that teams will get. What do you think about him being now the president of CAF?
No, in my opinion, I think he's the best CAF president we've ever had, unless maybe there is somebody in the next years ahead that can do more than what he has done. But my stance on Dr. Patrice Motsepe is the fact that he's the best we ever had. If you look at the last AFCON in Ivory Coast, we were there at the opening ceremony. He told us that we're going to have the best AFCON ever in history. And rightly so, it happened, the vibe, the fans base, everybody was excited for all the games. Stadiums were being full, security is number one there, everything. And even if you look at the CAF Champions League, the Confederation Cup, even women's football and football in schools, Motsepe has all these at his heart. And I think that, yes, big respect to him, big credit to him. He's the best until somebody else can do more than what he has done. I think for me, he's the best we ever had.
Amen. Amen to Motsepe. I saw some videos, and I saw that you were there as well at the award ceremonies that were held there. And obviously there was complaints that Morocco wanted Hakim to be player of the year. Lukman won that. There were things that happened after that. Can you maybe explain to people, because you were there, like what was the scenes and what happened after Lukman got his award and that he was the best player in Africa?
No, I think the environment wasn't friendly. It wasn't so nice. It was very hostile for Lukman. And, of course, the tournament is hosted the awards is hosted there in Morocco. And Moroccans came out in their numbers. Even before we enter into the arena, you have the outside, they put a barricade, and then there are a lot of Moroccans there. And so right after, when it was, because the people who were outside were watching on the screen. Okay. We had a big screen mounted for them, they were watching. And so right after it was announced, even we in the auditorium, people started booing Lukman. They started shouting at him. They started, this is not what we came for. This is not the best. Why did we kick him out? This, that. And, because Moroccans, most of them speak, I think it's Arabic. And then French is their second. Yeah. So they begin to, some of us, because we understand French, we understand what they were saying. And it's not nice at all, because it's an award, and sometimes, or whatever it is, somebody has to win. And if you look at the performance, I think, in my opinion, Lukman also deserves it, But people of Morocco, Arab part, they were not happy with it, and the environment was just so bad. But the fact that, Lukman had his parents around, the wife was there, they have to, console him to know that he's the best. Whatever happens, he has the award, and that's it.
And then now, speaking about on that topic, I think, what's your take on this thing? It happens a lot in CAF. A team travels to another country, they get bad treatment, they get mistreatment. What is it that all about? It's just so unprofessional.
I mean, it's rather unfortunate because when you watch football games in Europe, even part of the world, they even away teams are received nicely. They take good care of them. But for us in Africa, it's always something. I remember during the COVID period, before the away teams even travel, they did all their COVID checks, everything negative. Once they arrive in the country, the best players are targeted. So let's say maybe it's Sundowns player. The moment they arrive, Ronan Williams is positive. We're not going to allow him to play. We will let our own doctors, test him on him and see. And it's just so bad. But at least now I'm seeing a lot of improvements with Dr. Mutepe, with the new management there at CAF. Things are slightly different as compared to, way back before.
You wouldn't go to Lumbashi in the DRC?
Yeah,
Matipi Mazembe.
No,
Pirates know very well what happened there.
Pirates know them. They know them so well. And I think that they created that kind of tag for themselves where when other clubs have
Exactly. That's my point.
And I don't think football has to be like that. Football is a game that, you just have to go and enjoy on the pitch. Let people feel okay, but at least now there are a lot of better improvement there.
Okay, I recently saw you were in Tanzania, and you posted today. I just saw that the younger coach has left. There was just a whole lot of comments, and you broke the news. That's what I say. You broke the news.
Well, I think he made a build up of it, and then eventually it was a boom.
Because what I did was I saw when you posted your ones, and I went to some local guys. I won't mention their names, and they were done after, and I was like, okay, we've got the best at Kickoff Culture today. The best, guys. You guys can look at the time difference and everything. So what do you think about that move? The younger fans, how are they going to react to it? What do you think about the move? Is it good for the coach as well?
Yeah, I'm aware that the talk started like 3 days ago, and he's the one they wanted. But in Africa, sometimes when the news come, you have to wait and be very sure. You have to confirm so many. Because sometimes you can get the news, say it now, in the next like 2 hours, 3 hours, everything is different. And so I got a confirmation, everything, of course, yesterday. He even did the press conference because Yanga played a game today.
Oh, okay.
So he did press conference yesterday. Right after, I think, then he made his mind that, no, I have to leave. These people brought me good offer. I'm taking $17,000 or $15,000 there at Yanga. I have a better offer where I'm going to be paid $40,000 a month.
That's a huge difference. I mean, it's
cannot
life-changing.
No, of course, you cannot. Even if they're going to fire you, of course, just sign the contract. And whatever happens, take them to FIFA. And you're going to be sorted.
Exactly.
Although the fans were not happy, some of them even were attacking me because, even though I didn't play any part, but it's my job to just break the news, let people know what is happening.
I must admire you, hey, because I can see even the GMs that you post there, people are just throwing you for no reason.
But way back, I remember way back, I used to get angry, I used to get, pissed and stuff like this. But now I'm getting more matured, and then I realize that whatever you do, it's not everybody who's going to be okay, not everybody's going to like you. But the younger fans were so pissed that the coach left. Because if you look at the manner they brought him inside, they have to fire Gamondi, who was doing so well for them.
Okay. It's a whole transition now. It could be a dip, it could be an uptick.
And now even people are so mad and angry at their management, starting from their president. They feel like, because how come you are in and then there's so many instability? We have a new coach. How come a day to the game and the coach leaves and his staff were not even aware?
Into the season.
When you were just 1 point behind Simba, who were, your biggest rivals. So I think it was a whole mess. But now they got a new coach as well, and I hope they are able to, put themselves together.
Shout out to Simba. Shout out to Davis. Do you think he's a good coach? What's your take on Davis? Do you think he's a good coach?
Of course, top class coach, and I am so much excited about the progress of South African coaches.
Yeah.
Rulani, Pito Mutsimani, all these guys are doing so well. And I love the fact that they decided to take up challenges, even away from home, trying to enter into the market, into the spaces where they can go and dominate and make the name and, the country and the nation proud. So I think that it's good. He's a good coach. He's doing amazingly well. He topped the group in the Confederation Cup. It's not easy to do that with Simba. He was just into the into the club just a few weeks, but he's able to do amazingly well. So South Africa, I think all this is a big plus for South Africa, especially with the national team, your youth levels. It means that you guys are not going to struggle with coaches. when they decided to, come back home to work. So it's all good.
Okay. No, that's good, that's good. I want to ask you a question. I think it might take time for you to figure this out. I just wanted to know more. You've met a lot of soccer players, On the continent, can you give me maybe 5 players? 5 that you say these are the best players on the continent that are playing in Africa right now?
The number one, I think he left just recently, was Pesitao for me. A lot of people don't really appreciate or they don't see what he does on the pitch. But that guy, any team he goes, he's surely going to start. It's unfortunate he left, so maybe I can say that he's out. But I think currently the best, Ronan Williams.
Okay.
Goalkeeper, yeah, of course, making it all the way into the Ballon d'Or. I think he's the best now in Africa we have. Of course, secondly, maybe I can go for Imam Ashaw, Ali. He's the key midfielder there. Yeah. Even though against Pirates, they locked him out. The games he played, he couldn't do anything. But he's very good. Maybe third, I can go for Fixton Mayele, Pyramids, DR Congo.
What a goal scoring machine.
He's a poacher.
Okay.
So I think that maybe fourth, I can go for Mofokeng. For Pirate, that guy, now he's the future, man.
He is.
You guys need to take good care of him, protect him at all costs, And these are the young ones that, you have to be excited about because they are the future. Yeah. And even look at his age, look at what he's doing now, amazing, And I think the last one, I will go for Chiefs
Vilakazi, the young Vilakazi.
Those guys are just amazing. I love watching guys like that.
They excite you, yeah.
They're so exciting, and they, like I was saying, we need to protect them. Make sure that they just have to be focused on football, put aside any other thing, and for sure we can see them rise to the top and make it so big. So I think these are the 5.
So I'm gonna mix up his question a bit. I just want to be educated with African football. So I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm going to exclude Southern Africa. So I'm going to ask you for the best player in the East, the West of Africa, the North. What else can we say? Probably the middle country, the Central Africa. Just those few. Okay, well, you can put in the best player in Southern Africa. Because I just want to know a few players from that side that we don't know about or viewers don't know about, just to educate them a bit on that.
Yeah, I think in East Africa, let me start from that side. I will go for Denis Kibu. Yeah, he's there with Simba. That guy is so powerful on the ball. He has the pace. He can shoot from anywhere. So hardworking. He can take players on. He never gets tired. So I think he's the best, in my opinion, from that side. And from the northern part, I will still go for Imam Ashaw. Even though he's a midfielder, quality, that guy has a lot of quality. Yeah. And he's even topping the goal-king chart in Egypt Premier League, even though he's a midfielder. After 11 games, he scored almost, I think, 6 or 7 goals in the league. So I think he's the best from that side. From the western part, let me see.
Quite tough.
Quite tough from that side, man. Because no, it's not even me. Because now football there in western side is going down. And if you look at Ghana, they used to dominate in club football. Even now, if you look at ASEC Mimosa, Ivory Coast, they were doing so well. All these clubs are going down, and I think it's a big worry, and it's a big challenge for them. They need to bring in leaders, people who can, help to take their football to the highest.
Power them back into the continent.
Maybe at that side, very difficult, but I hope I can find someone.
Just take a thought on it.
Tough question.
Tough, very tough, man.
Before the draw of the Champions League, you posted there, you said your favorite teams to win the title. I was surprised, okay? Alakli you mentioned, TB Mazembe you mentioned, but the surprise that you put there was Orlando Pirates. I mean, people in South Africa were already writing them off to say that they're just going to add numbers. They topped the group. They can now be in the quarterfinals. What made you choose Orlando Pirates, and how far do you think they can do? You still think they could go all the way and win the Champions League?
You see, they're the surprise package, Many people don't, like you were saying before the draw, these guys, even last season, they couldn't make it. They were kicked out by, I think, Jangwan Galaxy from Botswana. And they met them again, and then, they proved that this time around they are ready to dominate. And they came in the group stage. If you look at it, they went unbeaten, the group. You know, a group that has Ali, you know, the defending champions,
Yeah.
you know, traveling all the way to Cairo to finish them off. I think that, yes, that is a surprise package. We need to watch out for them, you know. And I think that Pirates have a squad that it's difficult to man-mark them, especially those kids. You know, we have the Mufakend and then Kota and those guys. They are running. And me, I even love players who love to run, you know, because once you begin to make a lot of movement, you get the ball more. And they are not scared of anybody. They just play. They want to just dominate. Even when you watch Pirates play at home in the Champions League this season, bro, they're just a joy to watch. When they even travel away, without, you know, the massive fan base, they still want to dominate, want to have more ball possession of the ball. They have a good coach as well, you know. So I think that, yes, they are still, you know, in the run. They can still get all the way to the final. We will see.
Okay. Like, yes, you heard what Micky said. I have faith in them. I think it will be a luckily Pirates final, but who am I? So now you have seen a lot of derbies all over the continent. Your top 3 derbies that you have experienced.
And just take us through like every derby, what happens there. In fact, just take us through like, I think top 3 will be too little. Top 5 maybe. And just take us through like the atmosphere, the supporters that side. Like, how is it like, you know, in every derby that you went to or have witnessed or have had from your own experience?
Yeah, I mean, I have seen. This was the derby that I was always looking forward to, the Soweto derby, because I've never seen before. But I saw that of Simba Yanga, I saw that of Zamalek, Ali in Egypt, in Tunisia, in Algeria, USM Algiers, MC Algiers. I saw all of them. I think this one is unique. You know, what I saw in South Africa, you know, Chiefs, Pirates, you know, it's, for me, in my opinion, the best I've ever seen, the biggest, the best. You know, when I say that, people were looking at only the game on the pitch. And for me, I don't think that was that's the only thing you need to focus on. Sometimes derbies are like that. Even here, we're fortunate to see a goal. The other derbies that they play to 0-0, nothing happened, you know. And I said this is the best and this is the biggest because the game was well organized, you know. There are some derbies that things are done poorly, you know. But this is well organized. Even on the day of the game, you know, the team I went with, we arrived there at 1 in the afternoon, and already people were there. From the VIP parking, cars are well arranged, no misparking, everything is in order. Even when we made it into the stadium, you could see not many derbies I have seen in Africa where you're going to see fans mix up. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
In Simba, for example, Tanzania, Simba Yanga, you find Simba fans on this side, Yanga fans on that side. They don't mix. It's impossible. But here in South Africa, people don't care. Maybe the mother is a Chiefs fan, the father is Pirate, the kid is this, and they all dress up to the stadium. And you see people sitting together and mixed up. Bro, this is incredible. It never happened. And I think it's even the best because there are no, even here you don't show the lightning, the flares, you don't attack
the
people, the lasers
the
and
lasers.
all that. people just want to go and enjoy the game, you know. They have their flags and then they wear their shirts and they just go to have fun. And I think this is unique, you know. We have to say big credit to South Africa, big credit to the organizers, you know, the club leaders. Nothing happened. More than 90,000 people, and everybody went home safely. I've not seen any report that somebody was attacked, something bad happened.
Tight security outside.
Security everywhere. The checks, everything was in order. And so when I was saying that this is the biggest, this is the best I have seen, these are some of the factors. I was really looking more than what we saw on the pitch.
Okay.
You know, I want to see the stuff. And so for me, this is the best.
How big are Kaizer Chiefs in Africa?
No, Chiefs. In Ghana, all of us, we know Kaizer Chiefs. You know, Chiefs it's like they have a history. The pedigree is there. You know, they have a lot of trophies. Chiefs it's just like a historic club. In Ghana, you on the streets, in the shops. Even there are some of the workplaces or offices, they do like, maybe there are some Fridays where they say that just wear your favorite club shirt to work. And you find a lot of people in Chiefs jerseys, and you'll be amazed.
Pedigree.
You know,
It's a big pedigree.
big club there. It's amazing, you know. And you look at, you know, what things that they have done in the past, you know, where the club is now. Maybe you can say now the performance is not great, but it doesn't take the fact that Chiefs is Chiefs, and it's the biggest club, I mean, in South Africa, in my opinion, even though people can have theirs, but I think that is the biggest. They've seen it all. They produce a lot of legends. You know, you can never talk without mentioning Kune, the goalkeeper. So I think that Zans is number one.
Now and forever.
That's his
No
nickname.
doubt.
He loves Kune so much.
No,
That's his
he's good.
nickname.
No, he's good. No,
He's a beast.
incredible. Yeah,
He's a
very good.
beast.
Do you think he's one of the best? Or do you think he's one of the best?
I think he's one of the best. I think Ronald Williams came close, but just not where good, like pound for pound. Come on. Yes, he's won all the accolades individually with the club, but we're talking about a goalkeeper.
So in your view, he's the best you've ever seen in Africa?
Kaiser Chiefs right now.
No, I agree with you.
After
I'm
Kune,
not a Chiefs fan.
how many goalkeepers have seen the pose in Kaiser Chiefs?
Okay.
He has spoiled Kaiser Chiefs to a certain extent that they're just going to struggle to find a replacement for him. Maybe look towards the development, put in a 16-year-old, groom him forever. Maybe we don't know. That's just how big he is.
So, but Kune was good. He's a role model to a lot of people.
Amazing guy.
I didn't like him at all when he was playing for Chiefs because he was just a problem in derbies. Yo,
Used to fly all over the
Pirates
pitch.
fan. Yeah, we know that Kune's in the poles. We'll be like, does this guy not get injured, man? When he was there. So now the AFCON's going to be there in a few months' time. Your time is flying. What do you think about the favorites, the dark horses?
This one is going to be a bit tough, eh?
Yeah, this one I think is going to be a tough one.
Very tough, very tough.
tough
I think this coming AFCON in Morocco, December, will be very difficult.
Just before you continue, Nigerian hired that guy. I can't remember. Yes, the former Mali.
Mali,
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Water on him.
That's interesting, eh?
No, in my opinion, I think Nigerians will fire him very soon. They'll kick him out. You will see. Even because his appointment, many people were not in support of it.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised. How?
Because he's a coach I was with him when we were in Morocco for the AFCON draw. He was there. We're just closer to each other, and he was mostly just speaking French. And I was wondering because Nigeria is a country that's speaking English.
And a multi-language also, yeah.
But I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think he's gonna last because these guys, they will fire him because coming we have the World Cup qualifiers in March. Yeah. Very soon coming, and if those two games coming up, he fails to win any of them, there'll be a lot of pressure on the FA.
It's a big upset for the Nigerians. I mean, they want to go to the World Cup.
They was Bafana in that group, right?
Yeah,
that's going to be a tough one.
Only one can go.
Only one can qualify.
Yeah.
Do you think Bafana will make it?
To the World Cup? Of course, no. Now South Africa means you have good talent. You have quality players, your league is amazing, you're able to keep the best players, you pay them well. They don't fancy leaving to a country like, full respect to a country like...
You mentioned the ladies. Spoiling these boys, eh?
No, so I think, it's possible South Africa will be there in the World Cup. They have to be there, especially what they did in the last AFCON, grabbing the bronze medal, because you kept most of the players and they are still there. So I think that it's possible you're going to be there.
I hope Temba's on will be there.
36 by that time? Am I wrong?
I saw you post him.
Yeah, he's one of his. I saw the post.
He's one of my favorite.
He dances on the ball.
I like him so much.
What a dancer on the ball.
I like him so much. He's so good. He does the basic things in football.
Yeah.
He has a quality.
So we're going back to the question.
Yes.
Favorites, dark horse, AFCON.
There's Morocco, there's Nigeria, there's South Africa, there's Algeria also, you can't take them out.
Yeah.
Egypt Egypt also.
I
just don't like the football they're playing. I don't know if they change.
No, Egypt, they have a lot of old players now, and so it makes it very difficult.
Replacing that team would be difficult.
If you are able to, maybe now we can say the rising stars of Emem Ashore for Ali, Omar Mamouche now with Man City. With Salah available, and Salah, whenever he comes home, it's difficult. It's different from as compared to when he's there in the UK with Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I think that Egypt, I completely will not put them in the top 5 for the AFCON. I think that yes, many people, even in Africa already, we started talking about a possible final between Morocco and South Africa. Because now they are the two, on the continent. You can never or not talk about football in Africa without mentioning them. Morocco, with all the facilities they have, the stadiums. Now we're going to have an AFCON for the first time where we're going to have 9 stadiums. It never happened before, and all this thanks to Morocco. So I think that Of course, when you have all this, Morocco last won the AFCON way. I don't even, like, I was not even born by that time, you know. So now there's a lot of pressure on them, especially making it into the semis of the World Cup. And now you are at home, you know, with all the fans. They will love to go all out. But they need to also be careful of South Africa because these guys know how to handle them. They just know how to discipline Morocco. We were there in Ivory Coast doing the AFCON, and we also what happened. You know, South Africa showing their quality. You don't even need players from Europe all the time to play for the national team.
True.
But if you look at Morocco there,
They
you know,
got Diaz from Madrid now.
Diaz,
Hakimi,
you know, Sofiane Rahimi, all these best players, you know. But South Africa went in and then they told me, hey guys, we are here to make a point. And so I think that, yes, in my top 5, already people are saying that we want to see a final between Morocco and South Africa. But time is what is going to tell. So I think that my top 5, I'm not going to go in any particular order. Just Morocco there. I'm also going to put South Africa there as well. I'm going to put Senegal, even though sometimes
We've forgotten about Senegal, but hey,
Forgot about Senegal.
sometimes they when you need them to perform the most,
just
that's where they go down.
inconsistent is a problem.
But I think this time around, with what I'm seeing, the performance of their players in Europe, even sometimes in Africa, I think that it's possible. This time around, they can come in so strongly, unlike that disappointing one that happened. And I think I will still put in the defending champions, Ivory Coast. Most of the players are still there. They are still playing. You know, Fofana. You can name
player.
That guy, solid in midfield. And I think the last one, Nigeria. Should I put them in? I don't know.
If they get a new coach, you will put them.
Of course, but with this coach, I don't think that they're gonna make it so far. I don't think so. Because this guy was literally coaching Mali. They kicked him out. He went to Algeria with MC Oran, and they were not even doing so great. All of a sudden, so Nigeria is dicey, you know. It's dicey for me, but sometimes things happen in football, and so these are my top 5 now.
So no Tunisia, no Algeria.
No Tunisia, no. Algeria, maybe I can try to replace Algeria with Nigeria. Maybe.
Makes sense. So I just want to touch in the current affairs right now. I know you have a very close relationship with Nabi. Looking at Kaizer Chiefs' situation right now, I mean, Pirates, you give them props. Sundowns, you give them props. One of the 2 clubs leading, but there is just that one club missing. And I think deep down it even breaks his heart. He wants to compete. He wants the competitors to be there. He wants that opponent to be there. A good Kaizer Chiefs is good for the continent. It's good for the economy throughout. You know, probably in Ghana, you guys rejoice when Kaizer Chiefs is performing. So I just want to know, looking at their situation, what do they need to do? Which players in the continent, obviously, throughout the market do they need to get? Just take me through the 3 players that they've signed, especially Lilepo. I think you know him very well. And Morris from Supersport.
Yeah, I think Chiefs is so simple. They just need to go into the market, you know, and find players. With, I mean, full respect to what they have, though, but that is not up to the level Nabi would always wanted. Knowing a passionate coach like him, somebody who always wants to win, you know, and he's a fighter. I mean, a coach who always, you know, is motivating his players. Give me your best, and I will always be there for you. And so it means that for Chiefs, they need to go in the market. I mean, I was saying that Nabi need like 3 or 4 more transfer windows so that, you know, he can kick some players out and bring in new ones. Even though they made some few signings, they still need a striker. They need a goal poacher, somebody whose focus is only to score goals, you know. And that's how I wish they would have gotten Mayele, but very difficult. Otherwise, there are still good players on the market that they can find. You know, with Lepo, of course. I wish they would have gotten Lodge, but you know, I think Sundowns they fear Chiefs a lot. They know that if Chiefs rise, it will be difficult for them.
They know very well.
They still because imagine you have Lodge, you have Lilepo, Tabusele, you know, those guys, Vilakazi and all that. It will be a problem big problem for a lot of defenders in the league, and that's what Sundowns, I mean, you know, in my opinion, they are afraid of. They don't want, you know, Chiefs to, because once I was saying Chiefs rise to the top, become a big problem for, you know, Sundowns, even Pirate there in the league. So I think that Chiefs have to go to the market. The fans have to be patient with the coach.
I think that's one thing. That's one key thing. It needs a lot of patience. It needs a lot of time.
But it will depend because as a coach, even though management is patient with you, the fans are patient, you need to get results.
Also,
That is your job. You know, you just have to get results. And I think that even though they're gonna be patient, I'm hoping though they're gonna be patient with him. They also have to support him, back him in the transfer window. You know, because of course it is when you have the best materials that you can deliver. You know, even though there are some that you can turn them to be the best, but you still need a lot of support for them. And so I think that Chiefs have to go in the market again, even though they made some this January. It's still not enough, you know. Even still need a good goalkeeper because there's sort of a lot of little mistakes and errors they keep making at the back. And so I think that it's possible they're gonna rise again if they go into the market.
yeah, that would be something. I think they need a solid goalkeeper, but I don't. I thought Ntwari would do something, you know, but it seems like good goalkeeper, but the pressure.
Pressure.
The
Not
fans
anybody
are on
can
your
play for
back.
Chiefs.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Not anybody. You can be a good player playing for a small
for
team,
the club, but when
when
you
you
come
get
to
there,
pressure.
Something different.
once you sign that contract, you get into natural, the pressure automatically boom hits you. You need to be strong mentally.
That's true.
Yeah. So I'm good.
No, Mickey. Also, I just wanted to ask you. Since you in the country, I think the Club World Cup trophy is coming. Are you going to be there? Like, what is your? Can you take us through? What are the next plans? Where will you be and all that? Just so that our fans and your fans can engage with you.
Yeah, of course I will be there. One of the reasons why I'm staying, you know, actually because I have to, even though after the derby, I still have to watch Sundowns versus Pirate game as well.
Another big game coming up.
big
Yeah, you
game
spoke for
on
sure.
the
You came
weekend.
at the right time in South Africa.
Exactly. And the trophy happens to be here. You know, I was speaking with people there at FIFA. I have very close relations to the media team there.
How do you get to that level?
No, I think I don't know. I just think that yeah, I just think like I was saying, maybe just that I'm connected, you know. So they were telling me, Mickey, if once you're around, you have to be around so that because we have to support it, and particularly this is the first time that Africa we are going to the Club World Cup with 4 teams.
Yeah.
And so it's amazing. Make sure
Amazing
that
stuff, man. I can't wait actually.
it comes with a lot of things that we need to do. And for Sundowns, you know, of course, going there to represent us, we need to give them all the support. Me, I'm saying that with Club World Cup, it's for Africa. Even though maybe you may not be their fan, but we have to support them. And even not only Sundown, but all the 4 reps going. Ali, Widad, you know, even though Widad are struggling, but hey, they have a South African coach, you know, so
Master technician,
of course,
modern day coach. That one.
they need to just give him more support, and I think that he will also come with any experience. So I will be there when the trophy touches down. You know, there's some few things that I will be engaging with FIFA, so I will be there.
Oh, okay.
The leading football expert in Africa, ladies and gentlemen, on Kickoff Culture, bringing it to you. So Maputa, I know, don't you want to hear a few rumors, Nyana, attachments to players of your club that you support?
No, I'm going to ask our transfer window closed. Did Pirates miss out on any signings? Were they interested in any signings?
Yeah, there were some, I think, two key players that they wanted to sign, but of course the move didn't happen, so sometimes it's difficult to reveal the names. Maybe I can give that to
Is
you.
Adams a part of that list?
Of course, you know,
Yeah,
Adams,
I knew it.
Adams,
I knew it.
But hey, when Sundown comes with the money on the table, you know, bro, and the fact that Sundowns are going to the Club World Cup, you know, the dream of every player, you know. So, yes, Adams was one of them, and then there was another player as well. But I think that Pirates still have a good squad, you know, good coach, you know, good technical staff. So I think that they are still in the run for it. So even though they didn't make, you know, key signings or any signings, they're still a team to watch.
Okay, yeah. I think now Pirates, if they want to really get these signings, these big signings, they're going to have to compete in the Champions League and like really win it. Because I think the World Cup is what, every 4 years?
Every 4 years.
So, I mean, if we do well twice there, I mean,
have
and we qualify for it, I mean, a lot of players would want to come and play for Pirates.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's every player's dream to play in such a big tournament. Pep Guardiola's there. I mean, Madrid is gonna be there. I don't blame it. Somehow I don't blame it, but I would do the same thing if I was.
I mean, like, yeah,
at
it's a
that
dream
time.
come true, man. And it probably comes once in a lifetime. You just never know, right?
It's a big gathering where all the
Yeah,
big clubs are coming there. You have Chelsea's going to be there.
And the
Juventus,
networking, the connection there,
Real
it's
Madrid.
easy
With
for
your role
you.
model. And who have you taken pictures with? Like you can say, like a few players, like you say, okay.
I don't see you much of a. I see you much of a reserved person and stuff.
Yeah, mostly I don't. Actually, I started being like a camera shy. First, you will never find me on cam. But now, I realize that sometimes, all these
You
things
have to
apart,
be out
you have
there.
to be
Yeah,
out there.
you have to be
First, I never wanted to show up, but I've seen a lot of players. There are even some that I don't even post. But Pesitao, of course, I've been with Tao, Alou Dieng, a lot of these players. Even now, I was with Mofoken when I came.
Really, yeah.
Last time, I was with Dove, Chiefs. A lot of them, a lot of players now. It's the same way I have a lot of their jerseys.
Oh, is it?
Plenty jerseys now. Some I don't even wear them. They give me and I just drop them down in the wardrobe. So.
I want to play a game with you, but just before you play a game, there's one. I've been plugging you, Mickey. Trust me. I've been telling people about you. You got your biggest fan there. I plugged him also. Section, don't you want to ask a question? Perhaps there, just one question for Mickey. I know you're his biggest fan. Come close and just ask Mickey a question there.
My question would be just one question. I saw the other time when it was actually when Ghana failed to qualify, and you said something like, "South Africa, we are sorry for what we did." I just want to know what did you guys do?
I was in the stadium for that game. I think it was a World Cup qualifier. I was there for that game, and before the game, I made a post that at least Ghana will get a penalty. And surely there was a penalty, and there were a lot of talks, surrounding that penalty. And somebody told me that the SAFA had a press conference, and they showed my post in it that somebody showed me that. They sent me a picture that there was a press conference, and then Danny said, even look, their journalist said they're going to get a penalty, and they got a forced penalty. So I think that that penalty generated a lot of, and because of that, South Africans, you guys, your math was on us now. So now it's become very difficult for us. So that's why I said we apologize for that. It has happened, past and gone. Forgive us as Ghanaians. We are one people. And now we also support you. So we hope you qualify for the World Cup.
I love your honesty.
I know we forgive you because we go back to our name now, Bagana Wagana.
Perfect. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Also, just a quick game, man. I just want to ask you. I'm just going to throw a few. One must die.
Okay.
It's going to be tough, but let's start off with the coaches.
Okay.
Nasser-Din Nabi or Rulano Mokoena? Who must go?
Mokoena, any day.
Mokoena can go. Rilem Fukim
No,
Fundo
wait.
Vilagas.
Take it again. When you say he can go, it means what?
You minusing him. You pick the name. That's like you pick Nabi. You say Nabi can go.
I mean, like he can progress to the next stage?
No, I mean,
No, like
it's
go
he's
like
knocked out.
knockout.
He's knocked out. It's a knockout. It's a knockout.
Perfect, yeah. So
perfect.
Nabi is knocked out.
Here's another one.
I go with Mokoena.
Rilem Fukim Fundo Vilagas.
Hey, Mofoken. Any day. That guy is superb, man. Amazing talent.
Let's say, give me, come up. Fistol Mayela. I know you love him. He's a goal scoring machine. And the player from Malawi that you just mentioned.
Of course, I'll go for Mayele.
Mayele is quality.
Yanga, Simba.
Simba Sports Club.
Just the last one, then Chiefs Pirates. Obvious.
Be honest.
Peace and love.
Hey, sectional guys, keeper Mickey, we got something from you, man. We just brought you something. I mean, you're going all the way to Ghana, and we thought we'd just gift you. We just got our first Kappa sponsorship.
Oh, nice.
I mean, we're trying, man. It's a small thing, but I mean, we just appreciate everything coming. So this is for you. All the way from Kickoff Kulture.
Wow.
Just got it today.
Thank you
Shout
so
out to Kappa South Africa. You may stand up. It's a signing.
Kappa, 50% off selected styles. Shop online at Kappa ZA to find sales on innovative, iconic sports fashion and apparel. Visit Kappa ZA online store if you're looking for sales on iconic Kappa footwear. From Italy to the world.